While you dawned on me and you bet I felt it. I tried to picture.
That is what you are going to learn in this tutorial. This tutorial is provided with closed captions in English and subtitles automatically translated into over 100 languages. So don't forget to check them on or set it on your YouTube settings. If you have seen or watched my tutorial on how to play I'm Yours with simple chords and at record key or pitch, I did this thing. And I've mentioned there that this will be covered in another lesson. And this is the lesson. Although you'd hear this sound for the intro. Now that's another thing. And this will be covered in another lesson. Now for verse, the intro of the song is made up of double stops and single notes that are applied with left hand techniques. The first one is this, which is a double stop, and it goes to another double stop but with a slide technique, and then it goes back to the first double stop, and then it's repeated, and then it goes to the third double stop, this one. But what follows are single notes that are applied with left hand techniques. This one is the first, and the second note is at 5th fret, but it's applied with slide technique. And then this is the next note, and then the next note is here, but it's applied with left hand technique called hammer on. So at slow-mo it goes like this. We'll discuss this in detail. And like what I did in the other tutorial, the tutorial on how to play the song with simple chords and at record key or pitch, I had the strings tuned down a half step. So instead of G, it's tuned down to F sharp. Instead of C, it's tuned down to B. Instead of E, I tuned this down to D sharp. And instead of A, I tune this down to G sharp or A flat. What is a double stop? A double stop is when you play two different tones at the same time or two strings at the same time. So in this case, the first double stop is when I played the first and the second strings right at 3rd fret. Instead of picking them one after the other, it's picked together. And the second one is right at 5th fret, but this is accomplished by starting from the 3rd fret while both strings are ringing. I slide it to 5th fret, and then I go back to 3rd fret. So we have this, and then we repeat this segment, but instead of going back to this double stop, we have this. So again, from the beginning, then, so these are the 3 double stops that are used in this intro. And what you see here is the tablature for the intro. If you are not familiar at reading tablature, we'll have a short discussion about tablature reading here, or tab reading. Here you see horizontal lines, and there are 4. This is the first, second, third, and fourth. So you see 4 horizontal lines. The one at the top represents the first string of the ukulele. The next line, this one, is the second string, and the next lower line is the third string, and the one at the bottom, this line, is the fourth string. So there are 4 horizontal lines, and these are the strings of the ukulele. The top one is the first string, the next lower one is the second string, the next lower one is the third, and the one at the bottom is the fourth string. These vertical lines that you see here are actually the bar lines, meaning everything in here is in measures. So this is the first measure, this is the second measure, third measure, the fourth measure, the fifth, the sixth, seventh. But you don't worry about these measures. Just focus on the numbers and on the lines on which the numbers are set or placed. Let's take up the first one. Here you see 3 and 3. Let's discuss the one at the top, the number 3 at the top. You see this number 3 on this line, and you know that this line represents the first string. Now for tablature reading, the number on a particular line, it tells you at which fret you are going to press that string. So for this one, we have the first string with a number 3 on it. So that means we are going to press the first string at 3rd fret. That's what the number 3 tells you. But you see that this number 3 is paired with another number 3 at the bottom. So we have these 2 3s that are lined up, and the other 3 is on this line, which represents the second string. This tells you that the second string will have to be pressed or fretted at 3rd fret. But since both numbers are lined up, this tells you that you are going to press both strings, the first string and second string, right at 3rd fret, and you're going to pick them at the same time. The next double stop that you see is this one, this pair of 5 and 5. This tells you that you have the first string pressed at 5th fret and the second string pressed also at 5th fret. But you see a line, this line, a forward slash. This is a left-hand technique we call slide. In this case, you are not going to pick the first and second strings at 5th fret, as the sound at 5th fret will be produced by applying a sliding technique or applying a slide technique when or while the first and second strings are ringing at 3rd fret. And this next pair that you see, which is the same as the previous one, all you have to do is just, when you slide from 3rd fret to 5th fret, all you have to do is just keep them ringing up to this part. You don't have to pick it another time. And then this one is when you pick the first and second string again at 3rd fret. And as you pick both strings, you have to keep them ringing up to this part. Don't worry about these ties. These curved lines that you see are actually ties. This just tells you that when you press the first and second strings at 3rd fret, just keep them ringing up to here. And then you do the same thing, just like what you did here. You see the same thing right here. So this is how it sounds like. And then when you get here, you have another double stop. This time, you have the first string pressed at 2nd fret and the second string pressed at 3rd fret. So you'll have to pick both strings at the same time and let it ring up to here. So this is where your double stops are. Then after the double stops, these are followed by single notes, which is this one. This is the first single note. This tells you that you have to press the second string at 3rd fret, as this number 3 is on this line, which represents the second string. So you pick the second string at 3rd fret, and you see a slide symbol. So that tells you that while the second string is ringing at 3rd fret, you slide it up to 5th fret and just let it ring here. Then right after that, you have to press the 3rd string at 4th fret, as this is what tells you. You see number 4 on this line, and this line represents the 3rd string. So you'll have to pick, or you'll have to press the 3rd string at 4th fret and pick it or let it ring up to here. Then the next thing is this one. You'll have to pick the same string at 4th fret again, and then you see number 5 here. This tells you that the 3rd string will have to be pressed at 5th fret. But in this case, you are not going to pick the 3rd string again at 5th fret. As you see a symbol here, H, this tells you it's a symbol for hammer on. This tells you that instead of picking the string at 5th fret, the sound at 5th fret will be produced by hammering on the same string right at 5th fret with another finger of your left hand. So this is how it is. I have my index finger on the 3rd string at 4th fret, and while it's ringing, I'll use my middle finger to hammer on the same string at 5th fret. There. And the next is the same sequence, 4 and 5. It's similar to this. The only thing is that this number 5 here will ring longer than this one here. So you pick the 3rd string at 4th fret and with your index finger, and hammer on the same string with your middle finger. And here we go back to our first double stop, which is the same as this one. So you press the 1st and 2nd strings right at 3rd fret, and as they ring, you slide it up to 5th fret, and then back to 3rd fret. And this symbol is actually vibrato. This tells you that you'll do a left hand technique, which is what I'm showing you now, so that the sound right here at 3rd fret will keep ringing for as long as possible. I hope you find this tutorial helpful in learning to play the double stops for the song. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done them yet. And also, if you can, please share this tutorial so that others would also learn. And don't forget to check out the end screens at the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching.